What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you some cool things that I personally was excited about from the Xbox and Bethesda E3 showcase. So a couple of things right off the bat. One, I am not a gaming news guy at all, so if this happens to be the first video on my channel that you're finding, what I usually cover are CRPGs as well as reviewing games after 100%. That said, outside of CRPGs and stuff, I do like, of course, to play other kinds of games, and typically the biggest part of E3 for me is the Xbox and now Bethesda showcase. So I just kind of wanted to cover the games from that particular showcase that I was excited for and probably going to cover and eventually review after 100% once those games release. However, it is worth mentioning that most of these games won't release until next year. So with that out of the way, right off the bat, starting out with Stalker 2. Now, I'm not really into the first Stalker at all. I am aware of its existence. I've watched other people play it, but honestly, I just haven't gotten around to it, and I still have tons of other games to play. But that said, its sequel is shaping up to be very interesting, and it's looking like they were taking what was an ambitious first game and actually kind of morphing it into something more modern. Now, despite having never played it, I am pretty familiar with it overall. And I'll be interested to see how they take some of the concepts from the first game that kind of turned it into the cult classic that it is, and see whether or not that translates into a modern game, basically. Now, the second game I was interested in was The Outer Worlds 2. Now, honestly, it was very scant on details. This seemed to be more of just an announcement, really, that they were working on it. And I do want to mention that The Outer Worlds being by Obsidian, of course, I was disappointed at the same time to have not gotten any news about Avowed, because Pillars of Eternity is, of course, a CRPG game, and Avowed being set in that universe, I'm naturally very curious about it, and unfortunately they had no news for that, which I guess isn't a big surprise as Obsidian is working on multiple things at the moment, but nonetheless a bit disappointing. The third game is Starfield, so obviously, like most people, I really enjoyed Skyrim as well as many other games that Bethesda has made, and I am interested in Starfield. The problem here for me is that they didn't give a ton of information. In an interview afterwards, Todd Howard explained that gameplay-wise, it will be similar-ish to Skyrim with factions to join and things like that. However, until I see more, I'm just on the fence about this title, just one way or the other. I don't know what to think because they just haven't shown much off yet. And then the last game from this particular showcase that I was interested in was actually Redfall. And right off the bat, Redfall was actually rumored to be the Elder Scrolls 6 trademark, but as it turns out, no, Redfall is a vampire hunting game from Arcane Austin. I really enjoy Vampire the Masquerade, so I'm kind of always just curious about any game that just has vampires in it, really. Now, again, much like the other things mentioned here, details on this one are a little scant right this moment, but I will be keeping an eye on this one moving forward, and hopefully it develops, especially as a new IP, into something that I will be able to check out. So there you go, guys. Just kind of wanted to give you some opinions and things that I saw watching this bigger showcase, and moreover, point to games you can expect me to cover in the future, provided they actually give some more details on some of them. But with that out of the way, truly, thank you guys so much for watching, especially since we just recently hit 10K subscribers, which I was just over the moon about. So thank you, truly. And in the meantime, may you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.